Welcome, dear listeners, to another chilling episode of Wicked Whispers, where the shadows come alive and nightmares whisper their secrets.
High above the bustling city of Los Angeles, perched on the rugged hills of Griffith Park, stands an icon known the world over, the Hollywood sign. It symbolizes dreams, fame, and the allure of the film industry. But as night falls and the city lights twinkle below, the sign takes on a different persona, a gateway to the supernatural. Whispers of tragic deaths, restless spirits, and ghostly encounters have transformed this landmark into one of Hollywood's most haunted sites. Tonight, we delve into the eerie legends and spine-chilling tales of the ghosts of the Hollywood sign. Are you ready to uncover the dark secrets that lurk in the shadows of Tinseltown? The Hollywood sign was erected in 1923, initially reading Hollywoodland as an advertisement for a new housing development. The giant white letters, each standing 50 feet tall, were meant to last only 18 months. However, as the film industry grew, so did the sign's significance, becoming an enduring symbol of the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Despite its iconic status, the sign has a darker history that began almost as soon as it was constructed. The steep, isolated hills and the sign's imposing presence created a perfect backdrop for both dreams and despair, attracting those seeking solace and escape from their troubled lives. One of the most famous and enduring ghost stories associated with the Hollywood sign is that of Peg Entwistle. Born in Wales in 1908, Peg moved to the United States to pursue an acting career. She found moderate success on Broadway, but like many aspiring actors, she sought greater fame in Hollywood. Unfortunately, her dreams of stardom did not materialize as she had hoped. On September 18, 1932, after a series of personal and professional setbacks, Peg made a fateful decision. She climbed up the rugged terrain to the Hollywood sign, ascended a workman's ladder behind the H, and leaped to her death. Her body was discovered 2 days later by a hiker, and her suicide note expressed her despair at failing to achieve her dreams. Peg's tragic end has left an indelible mark on the Hollywood sign, and many believe her spirit still lingers there. Numerous reports from hikers and visitors claim sightings of a ghostly figure near the sign, described as a young woman in 1930s attire. The smell of gardenias, Peg's favorite perfume, is often reported alongside these sightings, adding a poignant touch to her ghostly presence. Peg Entwistle's story is not the only dark tale connected to the Hollywood sign. Over the years, the sign has been the site of numerous suicides and mysterious deaths, leading some to believe it is cursed. The isolation and symbolic nature of the sign have made it a magnet for those seeking a final, dramatic end. One particularly eerie incident occurred in 1933 when a man named Tom Kelly, an aspiring actor, took his life by hanging himself from the sign. His body was discovered swinging from one of the letters, casting a long shadow over the sign's already dark history. In the decades that followed, more tragedies unfolded, with several other individuals choosing the sign as the site of their final moments. These repeated acts of desperation have only fueled the legend of a curse, suggesting that the Hollywood sign's fame comes at a steep price for those who seek to bask in its glow. The Hollywood sign has become a hotspot for paranormal investigators and ghost hunters, all drawn by the numerous reports of unexplained phenomena. One of the most frequently reported encounters is with the spirit of Peg Entwistle. Hikers and tourists have described seeing a woman in vintage clothing wandering near the sign, only to vanish when approached. Her ghost is often seen standing atop the H, staring out over the city, perhaps forever longing for the fame that eluded her in life. Another common phenomenon is the sound of disembodied footsteps crunching through the gravel paths around the sign. These footsteps are often accompanied by an overwhelming feeling of sadness or dread, as if the spirits of those who took their lives here are still searching for peace. Some visitors have also reported hearing ghostly voices, whispers carried on the wind that seem to come from nowhere. These voices are often indistinct, but some claim to have heard cries for help or anguished sobs, echoing the despair of those who chose the Hollywood sign as their final destination. One of the lesser-known but equally chilling stories is that of Thomas "Tommy" Rose, a young musician who moved to Los Angeles in the early 1950s. Tommy dreamed of making it big in the burgeoning rock and roll scene, but like many before him, he struggled to find success. In 1957, Tommy's body was found near the Hollywood sign, the apparent victim of a fall. However, the circumstances surrounding his death were suspicious. Some claimed he was pushed, while others believed he jumped in a moment of despair. His death remains a mystery, and his restless spirit is said to haunt the area, with sightings of a shadowy figure and the faint strains of guitar music heard on quiet nights. The rugged trails leading up to the Hollywood sign have their own share of ghostly tales. One of the most enduring legends is that of the phantom hiker. This spectral figure is often seen trudging up the hills, appearing to be a lone hiker from a distance. However, as people draw closer, the figure vanishes into thin air. Witnesses describe the phantom hiker as wearing outdated clothing, suggesting he may be the spirit of someone from the early days of the sign. His presence is usually accompanied by an eerie silence, as if the very sounds of nature are hushed in his presence. Some believe he is the ghost of an early caretaker or worker who met an untimely end, forever bound to the sign he once tended. The Hollywood sign is situated within Griffith Park, an area known for its own share of hauntings and supernatural occurrences. The park's history is filled with tales of murder, betrayal, and tragedy, adding to the overall sense of unease that permeates the area. One of the most famous legends is that of Donna Petronilla, the ghost of a Spanish noblewoman who is said to roam the park in search of her lost land. According to legend, Petronilla's family owned a large portion of the land that now makes up Griffith Park. When the land was taken from them, she placed a curse on it, vowing that misfortune would befall anyone who tried to take it. Visitors to the park have reported seeing a ghostly woman in a white dress wandering the trails, her face twisted in anguish. Her presence is often felt near the Hollywood sign, suggesting that the curse she placed still holds sway over the land and those who come seeking fame. The many ghostly encounters and paranormal activities at the Hollywood sign have led to numerous investigations by paranormal researchers and ghost hunters. These investigations have yielded a variety of evidence, from EVP recordings to strange photographs, all suggesting that something otherworldly is indeed at play. One particularly compelling piece of evidence was captured by a team of investigators in the 1990s. During a nighttime investigation, they recorded an EVP featuring a female voice saying, "I can't go on." Many believe this to be the voice of Peg Entwistle, her spirit still trapped in a state of despair. Photographs taken at the sign often show unexplained mists, orbs, and shadowy figures. Some of these images have been analyzed and debunked, but others remain unexplained, fueling the belief that the Hollywood sign is a true hotspot for paranormal activity. Chapter 9: Personal Accounts and Experiences. The stories of the Hollywood sign's ghosts are not confined to the pages of history or the accounts of paranormal investigators. Many personal stories from hikers, tourists, and locals add to the eerie legend of this iconic landmark. One hiker recalled an experience from the early 2000s when she and a friend decided to take a late-night hike to the sign. As they neared the sign, they noticed a woman in old-fashioned clothing standing near the H. Thinking she was part of a movie shoot, they approached, only to have her vanish before their eyes. The overwhelming scent of gardenias lingered in the air, confirming to them that they had encountered Peg Entwistle's ghost. Another visitor shared a story of hiking up to the sign during the daytime. As he sat down to rest, he heard footsteps behind him, but when he turned around, there was no one there. The footsteps grew louder, and a cold chill swept over him, causing him to flee the area in fear. Chapter 10: The Hollywood Sign Today. Today, the Hollywood sign remains a symbol of dreams and aspirations, but its haunted history continues to intrigue and terrify. The sign is heavily protected, with security measures in place to prevent vandalism and unauthorized access. However, the legends and ghost stories surrounding it continue to draw those curious about its supernatural side. Guided tours and ghost walks in Griffith Park often include stops at the sign, where guides share the chilling tales of Peg Entwistle and other spirits said to haunt the area. These tours provide a unique blend of Hollywood history and ghostly lore, offering visitors a chance to experience the eerie atmosphere firsthand. Conclusion: the enduring mysteries. The Hollywood sign stands as a beacon of hope and ambition, but its shadows tell a different story. The tales of ghosts and hauntings remind us that even in the land of dreams, there can be darkness. The spirits of those who found their final moments beneath its towering letters linger on, their stories etched into the very fabric of Hollywood's history. As you leave the Hollywood sign, the stories of its ghosts remain with you, a haunting reminder of the thin veil between the living and the dead. The legends of Peg Entwistle, the Phantom Hiker, and the countless others who met their end at the sign continue to captivate and terrify, ensuring that the Hollywood sign will always be more than just a symbol of fame. It is a testament to the dreams and despair of those who came seeking stardom and left behind a ghostly legacy.